are that friend who cares. We are Our Place Out Loud. I'm your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. Today, these wise and wonderful teens include two people. So, yes, it's spring break in California, and everyone is off, I guess, riding some wave somewhere. But we're not going to be angry at the people who are here. Right? You know, and teachers are just like, where is everybody? You know, like, we're the ones that are here, so calm down. So the ones that are here include Jarvis. Give it up for Jarvis. And Nina. Yes.
Hello.
And that's it. Well, we have Matt, and
Yo.
we have Justin, and then Teresa made pizza, and I'm here. And it's a nice, quiet evening. You can hear kind of like the wind in the trees. It's refreshing.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind and
It's
trees in
rather
here.
pleasant. Wind and trees. Sure.
You don't help talking about spring break though, because mine isn't for another week.
Oh,
So-
well.
Oh yeah, me neither.
You got any big spring break plans, Jarvis?
Not really.
No?
Just getting away from school and just chilling, you know.
Yep.
But I mean, not really. but
Nina, you had
it's
a
well
very,
needed.
not to like kind of like take your story and just like completely head plant it, but Nina, you had a really interesting week
Oh,
compared to what Jarvis is planning to do.
I'm not gonna be like
Which is a
Jarvis.
whole
Your
lot of nothing.
life is so
I
boring.
know, right?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But like, do you mean this weekend?
No, yeah, because you came in here and you were like, "Oh my gosh!" One day I was at the Teen Choice Awards, the next day I was at iHeartRadio, and the
Oh
next
my
day I was like,
God.
"Yeah, no, you were
Oh.
kind of with
I was
celebrities all
everywhere.
weekend."
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was very weird. I like it. I could get used to it. But I went to a little iHeartRadio theater for Shawn Mendes concert, and I won tickets randomly. And I entered the contest, and I didn't even tell anybody that I entered because there's thousands of people were entering, and I didn't think I was going to win. And then I called Matt during the event because I thought he was there because he sometimes does the iHeartRadio events. And I was
Yeah.
like, Matt,
He does.
where are you? I need to meet up. But then he wasn't there, so I just sounded like a crazy person on the phone. And then I went to Kids' Choice Awards, which was fun.
Who won?
And,
Who were the big winners? Spoiler alert:
Spoiler alert. Angelina Jolie made a speech.
she's my favorite kid.
Oh, I was actually really depressed at what they do behind the TV because she made this really meaningful speech, but she was reading it off, a teleprompter.
That doesn't
And-
mean that she didn't write it.
I know, but it's in all this. It's still depressing because it's all these people, and it's like spray slime now, and on the.
Oh yeah, it's a TV show.
I didn't know.
You can't just
It was
hope
my
for
first
the best like
behind
we do
T-
here.
I know, and well, maybe it's because I'm naive, and so I thought when I was like watching TV, I was like, oh, this is so funny. They just do it like this.
Well,
And
now,
then-
but it's good to learn.
Well, I
that-
didn't think that on like television.
No,
like,
but it's good to
actual
learn that.
sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah, because wow, those people on Modern
But it was still
Family
really
say
fun.
funny things.
Yeah,
all the
no,
time.
I didn't think it like that. But I thought like award shows, I didn't know that they read it off a teleprompter unless you're the host. Like Nick Jonas was the host, and I didn't think that other people that weren't the host were reading.
Was he wearing pants?
Yes, he was, but
Oh,
he was
good.
wearing like nude pants,
Oh wow.
which was a brave choice.
Okay.
And he even said during it, he said, "Oh, this is the only part where I'm not reading off a script." And he said that and like exposed the whole thing to everybody.
So everyone's
So
onto
I
it
don't even
now.
have to tell you. You could just watch it.
Nude pants though, isn't that kind of an oxymoron? I feel like.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
is. It is.
What do nude pants look? So they're just pants. but
like
they-
like khakis? I don't even remember, but
So if you're not like Caucasian, they're not nude pants.
yeah. So
Okay.
that was racist of me.
You know, and you know how Nick Jonas is all ethnic and everything.
Yeah.
All right, so that's exciting that you're having an exciting showbiz life. Any new updates on the music career?
I'm talking with managers now, and I'm going to pick one. I'm not going to say much because I don't want to say a name and then not end up picking it, and then it'll be awkward. But I'm doing that, and I'm working on an album and a music video.
Wow, a
That-
music video. That's exciting. I'm in it, right?
Yes,
Okay,
your backup
good.
dancer, remember?
Yeah,
It's a
I'm your
song-
backup-
we
I want to
performed-
be in it. Come on.
We performed.
Put me in
and
that.
she was
Jarvis, you need to come to rehearsal.
Okay,
We've
I'm
been.
sorry.
going, you can't just come.
Well,
You
give
have to-
me give me a part. Let's
All
go.
right. So Jarvis, everybody
Backup
knows, is
dancer.
Jarvis is going to be a broadcast journalist, and
yeah.
his specialty is sports.
Awesome.
That's right.
Do you have a
yeah.
favorite sport?
Probably baseball. I'm looking forward to
brother.
it starting first game Sunday. First game of the year on Sunday.
And you
so.
come from kind of sports royalty. Your dad is in baseball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a scout for the Dodgers.
Was.
What did he discover anyone like that had a really great career? That you know? of?
let's see. I mean, well,
Make stuff up.
Tony Gwynn's
Start
brother. You're
making
putting me
stuff-
on the spot here.
Yeah, no, just make stuff up.
Chris Gwynn.
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn's brother.
Oh, Tony
Cool.
Gwynn's brother.
Let's see. Mike Devereaux, who
Oh,
played
wow.
for the Dodgers for a while. Other people that I'm drawing a blank on off the top
it's
of my
okay.
head. But
I'll give you these questions in advance, and it will all be scripted the next time, so that you
We'll
have a
put him on
teleprompter.
teleprompter.
Next time
See,
we're gonna have
Nina?
a teleprompter.
That's why it's
That,
essential.
that we should stop doing the camera and we should just put a teleprompter.
just
where
like-
it's gonna tell us what to say.
Breezy, say things insightful.
yeah. Right.
All right, so we're going to jump into questions. Here
Laugh,
we go.
giggle.
Alexandria the Great wants to know, what are you supposed to do when your mom outlaws basically everything that makes you who you are? I've tried talking to her, but somehow she always brings it back to religion, and I don't know how to get her to listen. Can you relate to this at all, Nina?
I know people that can. My friend, I'm not going to say her name because she watches it, is her mom is very religious, and she doesn't really even believe in that stuff. She's an atheist, and I feel like it's really hard to be, an atheist in a Christian family or a really religious family. But I don't. If you keep trying to talk to her and she's not listening to you, I would say that. I keep trying to talk to you and you're not listening to me, that sort of thing. But I don't have experience personally with this.
Well, I will tell you how I answered the question in the app.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you have a lot of control over your life when you're under age 18 living in your parents' home. And I think that they feel they've got 18 years to sort of mold you, and then they spring you loose, and then whatever wiring they've been able to do while they've got you is there. And so if religion is really important to these people, and you're sitting there saying, I don't respect any of what is important to you, and it's not working, then stop. Because they can't control your thoughts, and they can't control the adult that you're going to become. But while you're living there, choose your battles carefully. Decide that peace of mind is better for everyone in the household than you attempting to further convince your parents that you want to wear this because it's your personal style, and them saying, well, everybody at church thinks that's too revealing for somebody, or whatever the specific issues are. If they bring it back to religion and religion matters to them, you're not going to talk them out of that, and you're not going to win because they're the parents. So your thoughts, Jarvis?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think the one thing, try to keep it a peaceful situation, but at the same time, like, don't, agree, with your mom or whatever just to create peace. Like, your beliefs are your beliefs, and you can't,
But what if that's...
they're not,
I know,
you're not
but-
wrong for thinking.
No. I guess what I said in the app was like, look, if you're an adult and you're out to dinner with people who say, I believe gay marriage is wrong, you're not going to just sit there and agree with them, because you get to
Yeah,
go to
no.
your own home at the end of dinner. You're going to say, well, I disagree with you, and my husband and I both have gay brothers, so we're both like, we were eating dinner with these people, and they said basically that, and I said, we both have gay brothers, and we don't believe it's like alcohol. Like the guy was saying, it's like alcoholism. You just have to control it.
What?
And yeah.
Okay,
And
that
so-
is the stupidest
I know,
thing.
but like that's what he was a minister, and that's what made it make sense to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, well, he got to this age, whatever it was, 65 or whatever, thinking this way, and maybe on this cruise he's going to hear something a little bit different. But I'm going to say it respectfully,
yeah.
and I'm going to say that I don't feel it's like alcoholism, and that he has to control it, because any girl that he would marry deserves someone who's not gay.
Mm-hmm.
And just you're not helping anybody if you live a lie, and it's not like alcoholism. But that was me as an adult.
Yeah.
But when you're still a kid, if your parents say something about religion, and you can say, well, I respectfully disagree, but let's stop talking about it, if they will. But they may not.
Yeah, no,
And if
you're
they
right.
want you to believe in Jesus the way they believe in Jesus, they may not stop talking about it, and it just may be an ongoing argument that, and I get what you're saying, Jarvis, that you shouldn't compromise your integrity and just say, oh, yes, I totally agree, and see you in church on Sunday.
Yeah.
But it's tricky, because you don't really get to call the shots. And if you have parents that really just want you to think a certain way and haven't really grasped that you can't control the way your children think, then it may be just, Well, let's see who's on the phone. Let's get another
Yeah.
opinion. Hello, who's there?
Space Ghost.
Oh, hi,
Hi,
Space
Space
Ghost.
Ghost.
Hey.
Hey, this hits kind of close to home for you, doesn't it?
This is why I called.
Okay, good. We need you.
Yes.
Oh, how do I begin?
Yes.
My mother disagrees with everything about me. It kind of took a couple years for her to finally realize, oh, well, my child's not going to, be the same as what I want them to be. So, I used to not even be able to do, like, listen to certain music, talk to certain people, do certain things. And then I kind of, like, last year, I was kind of having a defiant stage and said, you know what, this is my life. This is what I enjoy, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I went about and I told her, I said, look, I like these things. You can't prevent me from liking things. And then she kind of just fell into it like, oh, that's cool. It doesn't affect, them in any way and doesn't change who they are. It's just their interest in what they like and how they like to look. So.
All right, but do you feel like you had to say it to your mom repeatedly, or you had to say it to your mom respectfully, or what finally got her to accept that this is who you are?
Just I kept telling her that, and because it started off, because I'm just going to say right out, I'm a Marilyn Manson fan, and she thought that every Manson fan was a druggie and steals people's hubcaps and all these other bad things. And it finally went about that she said, oh, well, the stereotype is wrong. And then she kind of started letting me do what I want to. So,
Kind of the best thing to show someone who doesn't understand Marilyn Manson is the movie Bowling for Columbine, because in that film when Michael Moore asks Marilyn Manson what how he would have handled kids that at his school that were feeling disenfranchised, he said, I just would have listened to the kids. And
because nobody did that. Yeah.
And so that helped me see Marilyn Manson differently, that he had a heart and a thoughtfulness.
Yeah, and I've know a lot of people that are Marilyn Manson fans, and I'm really close with them. So, Space Ghost, we can be friends.
Friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and to also just know that, like, at the end of the day, it's your world isn't coming to the end. Your world isn't coming to an end if your parents want you to feel one way and you know you're never going to feel that way. Like, there is a day where you're going to feel like, I'm going to take this on, and then there are other days where you're just going to say, okay, Mom. Because, I mean, I don't really mean, like, agree, Jarvis. I mean more like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
kind of
like, stop
right.
talking,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
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 Because just...
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
well, I also, the other day, she used to not really like transgender people, and I came out to as transgender to her, and it made her also realize that it's okay and it's normal, and now she's okay with it.
And do you know that the single most powerful force for change in the hearts and minds of people that were anti-transgender or sexual preference differences is having a child that's along those lines? Because then you see it as this outside sort of entity until it's a family member, and then you're like, oh, my cousin's gay. And then you're just like, oh, well, people are gay. And it really changes you to have a child who's gay or trans or what have you, because if they just didn't have any kind of frame of reference before and they just thought it was like something that was against the family and that people were choosing things, then they find out that their own child, and they see that their own child is struggling with this and that nobody would choose this. It chooses you. And so I think you're probably one of the most influential people in your mom's life, and you don't even quite. Yeah, go ahead.
That also happened like with my dad 2 years ago when he found out I was pansexual. He like ignored me for like 4 months because he was like mad at me for it.
Yeah.
And then he kind of came around in like April. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was such a B word to you."
Oh wow.
Let's hang out.
That's a huge
Well,
change
it's
for your
good he
dad.
came around and
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
how ridiculous he was
Yeah,
being.
and he even invited my ex-girlfriend, me and her, to come over, and like he got really close with her, and and now he's got gay friends and all this kind of stuff. So that was really
That's
Yeah.
really huge.
That
Yeah.
proves Wheezy's point.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling and sharing your story,
Yeah.
Space Ghost. We really appreciate it. Matt, I just want to mention to you that I feel like there's too much headroom in my camera. So I don't know if you can
Copy that.
tilt that down as we move forward. So we have like a mini Ask Wheezy Theater because I just wanted you guys to see the way the conversation flowed. I'm going to be playing the part of Wheezy.
Got you.
And who would like to play the part of Anonymous? Or no, I think Jarvis should be Wheezy and you should be Anonymous. Because everyone
You're
hears
gonna
enough
be-
of me.
All right, let's do it.
Everyone's heard enough of me.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
Because see, in just a second, in your shot, or is that like a half an hour behind on your computer, Matt?
Oh, don't look
That looks like an action.
Because
shot.
that's like
I
too much,
think it's
too
like-
much headroom.
Yeah, don't look at that. I had to pause that because I don't want to stream the same
Oh, yeah.
program that we're
Gotcha.
putting out.
All
So,
right.
no, look up there.
Okay,
that's your real
that's perfect.
Excellent.
All right, Ask Wheezy Theater, Anonymous.
Am I doing that?
Yeah, you
Yes.
go first.
I'm getting at the age that I want to sexually
Oh
experiment.
no, I don't want a 13-year-old reading
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say.
Do
I,
you want me to read it?
yeah, I read
Yeah,
the
Matt.
first sentence and
Matt,
I was like,
you,
I don't know.
Matt, you're anonymous.
Okay.
My bad.
Nice going.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
I was like,
this
I
should
read
be
the
good.
first sentence in my head and I was like, I don't know if I.
This ought to be good. Okay. I'm getting to the age that I want to sexually experiment, but I'm really self-conscious about my body, and I don't know what to do to change that. My body is fit, but I don't know what guys like on a girl's body. Any suggestions that would help?
Wheezy.
Wheezy says you may want to go to the courtyard under advice and try ask a guy. I am not a guy, but from everything I've come to understand, guys are not nearly as judgmental about a girl's body as a girl will be towards her own body. But before you experiment sexually, my best advice is to be in a relationship with a guy who truly loves you.
Anonymous. I've come to find that most guys in my town don't really want a relationship. They want a friend with benefits, which I don't mind after a bad breakup that I have had relatively recently. This is why I do engineering and don't read. I haven't come across many guys that want a relationship or anything more than a hookup.
Wheezy, keep searching. Friends with benefits is a recipe for more pain. Women fall in love.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so it was interesting that to hear more after she starts out by saying, "Oh, I'm ready to sexually experiment." I don't feel like sexually experimenting is the best idea. I just think, especially after a bad breakup, you just want to feel loved again, and so you're saying, okay, well, the way to feel loved again is to offer myself sexually, but I think that's the best way to feel hurt and betrayed and used again, and that's not what love is about. And then underneath that are her body issues. But let's first start with, and I know, Nina, you're maybe too young to actually
Yeah,
offer.
a bit.
I was hoping there'd be more kids on the panel. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Kids who aren't here. Kids who are older and like 18 that would be talking about, addressing this question. So it's all on you, Jarvis. But yeah, I just don't know if what she's seeking, she's using the best means. I'm going to throw to you, Matt, because you've got kids, and you may have even started talking about this with your kids about the value of your own body and when to share it.
Yeah, we have started talking about it, and of course, it's always an awkward conversation, parent to child, and my daughter especially absolutely insists that there's nobody she's interested in ever at all. But which I don't believe for a moment, because I mean, people are people. But I'm reading a couple of things in this. One is that she just got out of a breakup and kind of just wants to feel something,
Right.
but and she's also curious about what do guys like. And I had a thought on that first of all, and that thought is whatever type you are. Mentally, physically, there's somebody out there that likes that. And it's just a matter of finding the person that likes that. Because, I mean, all of us are unique. All of us have different little quirks. All of us fit into general types, maybe, but all of us have different little quirks. But there's always somebody out there that is their thing, and they will love you. no matter what it is. Seriously. And honestly, these days, that's probably easier to find than it was in the past.
It is,
because
and
these
I mean,
issues are a lot more openly discussed than they used to be.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't recommend that kids under the age of 18 go online looking for love, but you know,
No, that's
love.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but love can wait till you're 18, and I don't know the age of this person, but just offering yourself up sexually to fill an emptiness inside of you is never going to fill an emptiness inside of you. And what Matt said, when you are with a loving partner, he will love your body the way it is, and you shouldn't be too self-conscious about how your body looks, because once things get to that point, like, nobody really is stopping to notice this, that the things that you can stare in the mirror and pinch and look at, nobody has any time or attention for that when you're getting to the point where you're going to be intimate with one another. It's none of that matters. And Jarvis, do you have any thoughts on, you know, kind of what the stream of consciousness that she went through, of first saying, you know, I'm ready to sexually experiment, and then saying she's worried about the way her body looks, and then saying she just got over a bad breakup?
Well, first of all, I agree with everything Matt said, and I think like he's right about how it sounds like she wants to feel like something, you know, and it's probably like a down time going through a breakup, and that's you know, for obvious reasons. And I think, you know, instead of, you know, maybe, you know, wanting to sexually experiment like right away, if it's to feel like loved again, I feel like you can fill that love hole by like going out and hanging out with, like, say, a group of friends on like a Friday night or something like that, to, like, you know, feel loved and valued by those group of people. And it doesn't necessarily need to be filled right away by you know, a significant other.
And I feel like one of the things that people kind of overlook when they're feeling lonely and just not connected is the act of doing something, whether it's bowling or helping someone repair a barn. I was listening to this TED Talk, and it was about how, like, there was an experiment done where if people were just placed in a room together and then the experimenter left, the people, their stress, like, being monitored, their stress level went way up because they were in the presence of a stranger. And where human beings began was, like, mostly being around our villagers who we all knew. So we knew everybody. And we were meant to be afraid of somebody because the people from the other side of the hill, they sometimes come over and steal our cattle or our women or whatever.
Yeah.
So you should be a little bit afraid of them. And so we're used to being around familiar people. And in modern times, we may not have evolved physically, but, like, our situation has evolved to where we're almost always around people that are not familiar. And so then they put people in a room together and had them play Rock Band, and immediately they went back to, like, being completely comfortable. So that even though they were with a stranger, the fact that they were involved in an activity that was cooperative really reduced their stress. And so I feel like if you can join any club you may say that all the guys in your area are only interested in hookups, but I don't know that you've met everybody. And if you join a club or activity where it's designed to do something, either clean up a park or build something or take things to people or go to a Boys and Girls Club and perform a puppet show, just anything that people are doing, like, once you give people a task, they're suddenly connecting on the level of, oh, we've got work to do together.
Right.
And it's the unfamiliar becomes the familiar really quickly, and that's going to be more important to you than feeling a sexual experience. I think just you feeling connected is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And there's less likelihood of getting pregnant when you're delivering food to old people than when you're having sex. Sex is a higher likelihood of pregnancy
Than delivering
pizza to old people.
I would say.
Yep.
Unless the way you deliver pizza is just really, you know,
Weird
out.
and out there, really outrageous.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of toppings you would have, but, you know, I'm not recommending that. So, yeah, any thoughts, Matt? Am I giving good advice?
Yeah, I
Is that a mental image that you're not going to be able to...
it really is not. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're really trying for a good tip, but yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. That was a good joke, Matt.
I get one a week.
Yes. All right. So, all right. That's our advice to you. We hope it was helpful. This comes from Anonymous, and I'm going to if there's nothing about sex in here, I'm going to let Nina read it from Anonymous.
There's nothing about.
Oh, you know what else? Now that kids can post anonymously throughout the app, it's hard to find something that's from someone that has their name attached. So this one is the one that starts with "There's this girl at school."
There's this girl at school. She calls me fat, female dog, which I'm assuming is the B word, and other hurtful swear words. She laughs at me, and when I walk by, she shouts, "Erg." She also makes fun of my friends when they hang out with me, and she starts walking home the same way I do, waiting at the bottom of my street. But I feel stupid telling anyone because she's shorter than me, and she acts all innocent and lovely around adults. She also used to be my friend, and I don't know what I did wrong, but one day she turned on me and started being mean. She also hasn't hit me yet, but sometimes I think she will. Does calling names count as bullying? Should I report her to someone, and if yes, who? Thank you for reading this. I hope you understand and will give me an honest advice and not the usual sticks and stones stuff, please. Thank you so much.
Just to get this out there, I don't agree with whoever wrote "Sticks and Stones."
Yeah, me
No.
neither.
Yeah.
You know,
Who said that?
because the whole reason that kids cut is because physical pain hurts less than emotional pain.
Yeah.
So, Matt,
Yeah, I'm trying to put my thoughts together on this, but you know, I had a number of bullying experiences. when
sorry
I was
about
in
that, Matt.
school.
I didn't.
Well,
you know,
those
I was a
kids
different.
deserved it.
I was a different person then, and I.
No,
You know,
you
I've-
were,
I've grown up.
really, really tough on me.
Yep.
No, I honestly, here's the thing: is put this this little bit about the waiting at the bottom of my street and making fun of me. Put this entirely in the adult world, and what you have is a stalker.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
maybe
that's-
I
maybe
was
not in the
thinking the
sexual
same
sense,
thing.
but a stalker,
Yeah.
a harasser. You know, if there was somebody that was waiting, you know, at the corner of my street every day when I came home to harass me, I'd call the police
Yeah.
because I don't know what that person's going to do next. This is stalking and harassment.
But
So
but
it-
since they used to be friends, obviously something switched, or she
Yeah.
suddenly felt threatened by the writer of this letter. And if she's waiting at the bottom of the street, couldn't she walk up to the kid and just say, "How have I offended you? Because I like you," and just totally disarm her with niceness.
Well,
Yeah.
I would love to think that would work, but in many cases that doesn't work. I would say it's worth a shot once,
Yeah.
but after that, if that doesn't change, this person absolutely needs to speak to somebody. And there's nothing to feel silly about in this case.
No.
Because the way that person is treating our anonymous writer here is horrible.
Right.
It is absolutely harassment, and there's no reason anybody should have to go through that. I mean, this poor person is you know, I'm assuming it's a girl, but this poor girl is afraid to walk home at this point because they know that they're gonna get hassled.
But this has been
And it's-
going on since the dawn of kids.
Yeah.
And most
yes.
adults will say, figure out a way to handle it. And almost every grown-up can tell you a similar story. So I don't know that getting adults involved always solves this, because I've heard from so many kids who say that it doesn't. Nina?
Yeah. Also, this girl, this is awful. This is harassment, like you said. You may try once and even ask her, do you realize what you're doing? Like, this is not okay, waiting at the street and harass me when I get there. That's just not all right. And really talk to her, have a long conversation. If it doesn't work, talk to your parents. And if they stay sticks and stones or whatever, you really need to, you know, really get it into their heads that this is not okay and you're afraid to walk home. And, you know, this has happened to me, like the whole first part of this. And I'm assuming that your friends are defending you if you're still calling them your friends and she's treating them this way. And hopefully you guys are together and not bullying the other girl about it, but, you know, not turning on one another because of this.
Well, what usually happens, though, is that your friends or you would be like, what's your problem? Like, nobody would kind of like come down to like a civil level. It's you have to keep your guard up and sort of
keep
stay
a
on the attack. She feels physically threatened, as you said, Matt.
Yeah,
This is
tell somebody.
she does. She says, "I haven't been punched yet," but she's feeling like she could get a punch any second thrown.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you try to say like, weren't we friends? What happened? Because help me understand, because
What did
this
I
is
do?
because I'm feeling really uncomfortable around you, and I'm not sure what I did to offend you. and just put it on that level and see if that doesn't work. I would say then, get the adults involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or have a bunch of your friends walk up with you and say, this stops today.
Mm-hmm.
This stops today. We have her back. This stops today.
I mean, don't get in a fight, but say that.
Yeah, no. Actually, tell me what you think of this. If she tries to speak to this person and there is no response, and then this person keeps doing this, and this idea kind of stems from the dash cam / police cam type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have your phone or your iPod with you or whatever
Record it.
device you have, and just start the video
Mm-hmm.
as you're going by this person, and don't engage them, don't fight them back. But
Should you hold it up so that they can see that you're videotaping the whole?
I mean,
maybe even record it, like press record and put
yeah,
it in your
I
pocket.
think I would.
Maybe, yeah.
I think I would keep that. I'd keep
Secret.
it low or keep it just in the
then-
belt, but let it catch the audio, and then take that straight home to your parents. This is what's happening to me every day when I come home, because I can tell you from a parental standpoint that if one of my kids comes home and says, yeah, somebody was being really hard on me, I mean, I don't, I know that's bad, and I know that that it, but without seeing that physical evidence, I don't think that I key into it as much. But if I saw a video or heard the audio of somebody harassing one of my kids, I'd be a lot more likely to take action.
Would
And
you call the parents or the school?
Both?
I think it would kind of depend on where it happened, but I'd be tempted to do both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, every parent is going to want to defend their child as well, so that's a little bit rough.
If you've got
But-
the video evidence, did you know that this
Yeah.
is the way your child behaves when she's not
Yeah.
being sweet and looking cute like she is?
I mean, I think initially I'd try and contact the parents, but if I got nowhere, then I would contact the school. And I wouldn't share that. That video shouldn't, if you do that, anonymous person, that video should not be shared. It should not be put on social media. You
Right.
should not
Nope.
email
Yeah,
that to your
don't.
friends,
No,
because
don't.
that's
would
improper.
cause bad.
But you should
things.
take that and show that to your parents.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And your parents will make the decision about how to proceed, who to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a piece of evidence, that you can show that this is what's happening to me every day,
Yeah.
believe me, it'll get. I
will
think
get
it'll
through.
get your parents
Yeah.
a lot
Right.
more engaged, and your parents are your advocates in this, and don't feel bad about what happens after that, because you didn't do the harassing.
Right.
Nope.
That person did.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's too
Yep.
bad that they were once your friend and that changed. And it may change sometime in the future, but right now, you're afraid to walk home,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not cool.
It's not
Nope.
okay.
Yeah,
Do
and
we have a phone call?
We do. There we go.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi,
Hi,
Jordan.
Jinx.
Whoa.
So, hey, Justin, what's the update on getting Jordan on Skype? Is that happening? Next week. How many weeks in a row has he said that?
We're one cable. I was explaining to Jordan in the chat. Hi, Jordan. That
Hi.
we're like one cable and
Oh,
half
yeah.
a brain cell shy of actually making
It's
this work,
one cable.
and we really really want to have it next
So this
week.
is my impression of Justin today. Hey, this new computer really is going to be able to allow us to da-da-da and da-da. Oh, and it comes with Skype and blah, blah, blah. Now all we need is a... What was it you said?
HDMI cable.
All we need is an HDMI cable.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me like, go into the kitchen drawer and grab one. It's right next to the spatulas. What the heck is an HDMI cable?
I have one.
Oh man.
He looked at me like,
I have one.
you do?
Can I
But
bring
it's
it?
pretty. It's becoming a pretty common
Yeah, it's
piece
the,
of
what
equipment now.
charges your phone.
It charges your phone? Then why can't we
Well,
just...
there's
No,
there's
no,
different
no.
ones.
Well, like-
it has the same thing. One of the sizes is the same, but you can use, and you can also. I have one though.
So
Oh,
did
it-
he have every expectation of me being able to just instantly locate one? Was that a reasonable expectation?
I mean, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
It's
see. I don't see
50-50.
why not. I mean,
I mean,
Oh, wait.
especially in an age of
Stop
HD
bullying
TVs
Justin.
and
All right.
whatnot.
So who wants to take a camera and point it to the floor, and ask people if they understand why I wouldn't think that there's already an HDMI cable somewhere?
all right.
Justin or
I'll
Matt,
do
do you
it.
want to?
There, yeah, hold on.
So this is kind of what our studio looks like. This is our hidden secret.
Is this the first tour
This is
of
the-
our place ever?
Oh.
This is the seedy underbelly of our place. Right. So you find an HDMI cable. Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, there could be a snake here and I wouldn't even know it. So, yeah. All right. So, do you want me to order one on Amazon, Justin?
That's a lot of cable.
It's a lot of cables. Right? All right. So, next week. So, were you listening to any of the questions, Jordan?
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts? No more air silence, Jordan. You need to talk.
Questions, comments?
Did he?
Yeah, questions,
did she
comments.
hang up?
No, she's there. She's just thinking. I know how she works.
Oh, gotcha.
Did you have any thoughts about what were we talking about before being
This-
bullied or
yeah.
how to deal with bullies or Jordan?
Jordan?
No.
What?
What?
Right, we're
My
gonna.
dad was with me.
She's getting some parental interference, I
Oh,
think.
okay. We're gonna have to just jump off the
Yeah.
phone then. We have like momentum to keep up here. We have to keep the pace. You know, we've
We got 3
important
people.
executives
Yeah.
watching
4
the
people.
show.
4.
You know, I only have 2 kids on the panel, so we have to keep moving.
We're
It'd be nice
only-
if I knew what to say, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you can read this question, Jarvis. The next anonymous is
Cool.
Go ahead.
All right, so this guy asked my friend to our school's Valentine's Day dance last month. She likes him, but then last week he said he wanted to kiss her. Here are all the things that I think are wrong about that. One, you don't just ask someone if they want to kiss you. That's just, she is 12 years old. Then on Friday, he asked to kiss her again because he was moving to Utah. She was just like, so I started pushing her away until we couldn't see him anymore. When we were outside of the school, she said, "Thank you so much," and then left with her dad. Later, he texted her, "I thought you were going to kiss me," which I'm so confused about because she never actually said that, and now I won't talk to her. What should she do?
So basically, I think this kid just has no game, and he's clueless. But
Yeah,
it's
this
okay.
Is, this
like,
is typical 5th grade or 6th
Oh,
grade. I don't know.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot of people
yeah.
my age are still like this even. And oh my gosh, it makes my
Don't
head,
worry,
it
it'll
makes
be
my
it'll
head
be
hurt.
over. It'll be over soon.
He's,
that's true.
I mean, he's gotta step up his game a little bit. You don't just ask like, "Hey, I'm moving to Utah. Can you kiss me, please?"
Yeah.
Like that's awkward.
Right, but
But-
don't you
but
think like
still,
the guy
don't-
got a yes for the dance, and then he swung for the bleachers.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's okay to teach him how to treat a girl.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I feel like don't pull her away like that anymore because I feel like that might have embarrassed him a bit.
Well, too bad. That's okay because she was about to because she was being polite, accidentally kiss a boy that she didn't feel like.
Oh,
kissing.
I know, but don't. You can move, but I feel like if she dragged her out of the school in front of everyone and then she was like, "Thank you," like it's obnoxious a little bit.
Well,
That is, I've seen that happen. Like people like make a huge deal about it, and everyone's talking about it in the cafeteria. And this is why I'm homeschooled now, and I don't hang out with people.
all right. So Nina, assuming that she didn't pull her friend away,
Okay.
how did the 2 girls, handle it? Because
You-
she's already getting in the middle of their business.
Just say I'm only 12 and I don't really want to kiss
she's
anyone.
the friend.
Oh, the friend.
How does the friend keep?
Tell her to help her and say, you have to just tell him that you not really.
But that would be in front of him,
In
which
fr-
would embarrass him.
Whoa. Wait, are
So
we
there's-
talking about right in front? Like we were talking about this moment that already happened?
Right. So what happened was this boy is about trying to talk her friend into kissing him.
Uh-huh.
And she's trying to get her friend out of this awkward situation. So she
Okay.
drags her physically away.
Oh,
You're-
okay. So she didn't say like. Okay, now I'm
I
getting-
was
it's
actually
better.
confused about
I
that
thought
part too. That
I
was-
thought she
Okay.
was like making a big deal and be like, "No, don't kiss," like that kind of thing. Okay, I'm glad she made it seem like she was just dragging her
Come
away.
here. you
Yeah,
know,
Yeah, okay,
right.
yeah, that's better because that's okay. I didn't think it was gonna. I thought it was like one of those things where she was like, "No, don't kiss my friend," sort of drag away.
Yeah,
thing.
like she kind of avoided
yeah, don't do that. But
Yeah, by saying you need to come here with me right now, and then
Yeah,
he
that's a
texted-
good thing
And
to
then
do.
him not
Okay.
catching a clue at all texts her. I thought we were gonna kiss.
I feel like you
whatever.
shouldn't go to the dance with this boy.
He's being aggressive. Like he's
yeah,
not
it's a bit
being-
aggressive. It's a bit. I don't know.
I mean,
He's
it's
weird.
12.
Yeah,
They're
it's-
12.
ugh.
So, what would be the best thing to say to your friend, to say to the boy that gets him to respect the order of things. First, we go to a dance, we talk, we get to know each other, and then you ask me out, and then we're dating for a month or so, and then you ask if you can get
that's
Is it her
But
job
is
to
it-
educate this boy?
Yeah, and
or-
also, I feel like this is going to become a really awkward situation, and I feel like you should maybe not go to the dance with him. But I feel like,
don't
okay.
forget, the poster is not the kid.
okay,
It's her friend.
yeah.
So you should advise your
So,
friend to maybe not.
advise your friend not to. And if this is a dance sort of thing, are you just going to ride in the car together, these friends, and then not actually even talk to each other the entire dance thing?
Yeah,
'Cause that's
the 12.
usually what. Yeah, that's usually. I've seen this happen on a ski bus actually.
They get out of the car and run in opposite directions. Boys over here, girls
I've
over
seen an aggressive boy do this. This girl was sitting next to me on the ski bus. She was my friend, and then this boy, her boyfriend at the time for 2 days, said like, maybe we should kiss, and it was really awkward. And this was in 5th grade, and I was just sitting there like, this is probably the weirdest thing I've ever
Maybe
seen.
you shouldn't.
Like,
Maybe you shouldn't. Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't if you have to ask, and then you keep going like this.
All right, so Jarvis, you've been 12.
Well, I'm actually confused about one part because it says he was moving to Utah, or I guess he already did. So isn't it like
You can't
kind
go
of
to the
over
dance.
now?
You can't go-
I don't know. Maybe he was like one of those kids that's always saying he's moving so he can kiss a girl. I don't know.
Because that's the part because that's actually the part I'm confused. Because I feel like if he's moving, then you don't have to worry about him anymore.
yeah,
and
if
then
she-
it's then
Yeah,
it's
now
like
he's
kind of
always
over
gone,
with.
and you don't have to. You don't have
All
to
right,
kiss
well,
him.
let's take the Utah part out of it and just say
I
how
feel
do
like
you-
we are changing our story.
no, but the question really is like, how much do you want to get involved in your friends' romantic troubles?
Don't.
You can give advice, but you can't live their life for them.
Yeah.
And if you want to just say to a friend, you don't have to kiss a guy just because he's saying, kiss me, and you're afraid to say no. You can say, I'm not ready for that. Like, just give each other language, but you can't really live her life for
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Good
if she's
advice.
upset,
This
like right
story
now, the way
confused
that
me.
the way it ends is that she's upset because now he won't talk to her. What should she do? That's the final question. I think that she should text him in Utah and just say, I'm sorry we had a misunderstanding. I wasn't ready to kiss you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
Yeah,
that-
and then you can end it at that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's a good learning lesson for both sides.
Yeah.
Because for the guy's perspective, it kind of teaches him a little bit about boundaries, I feel like, and like, to not
Yeah.
be as
Aggressive.
aggressive,
Right.
And then for the girl, it kind of teaches her how to react in a situation if a guy's coming on too
Too
strong.
strong. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like this, like starting at 12, 13-year-old age, like since I'm out of the teenage years, it's difficult because sometimes we think we know all the answers.
Yeah.
And clearly we don't.
I don't.
So-
I think there's people in their 40s and 60s
Yeah,
that don't know. Like,
yeah.
all right, now what happens? Like my mom, like when my mom was dating the guy that she's with right now, like, or she wasn't really dating him, and he sent her flowers on Mother's Day, and like my mother was like, literally, what does this mean? I'm like, seriously, mom? Seriously, mom, what does this mean? Honestly, he likes you.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Durr. So, Matt, any thoughts?
My thoughts, I was kind of thinking about this from the adult perspective because obviously, well, first off, the person we really need to be talking to is the girl who this guy is talking to. But the guy in question, I mean, this behavior as an adult is kind of harassing.
It's weird.
Now, it's
good
not.
point.
I don't think it's all that unusual for a teenager to
No,
do
or a
because
12-year-old.
everybody's still trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if the guy's 12 or not. I assume he's close in age, but
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's trying to. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows how to approach members of there are people that they're. I was going to say members of the opposite sex, but that excludes some people. So
Yeah, I've been saying like some romantic interests.
yeah, romantic interest. So, this guy in this case, hopefully, this is all this will take, and and this may actually help him down the road. But the message he needs to get from the girl in question is, I like you. I enjoy your company, but I'm not ready to do that right now. Can we forget about that and just be friends?
Yeah.
And then it's on him. And if he says yes and follows through, great. If he persists with this behavior, this is not cool.
Yeah, and you don't need them.
Yeah.
We're going to jump ahead because I want to get to as many questions as possible today.
Cool.
This is from Lemonade Love. So I'm pansexual and 12 years old. I have a massive crush on my best friend. She's so gorgeous and caring and funny and just perfect to me. I have come out to her as pansexual, and she accepts and fully supports me. I posted something on Instagram, I think it's called TBH, which is, I think, to be honest, where you basically answer a bunch of questions, and the first question was, do you have a crush? So I answered yes. Confidential information. My best friend, after that, then texted me asking me who it was and begging me to tell her. I told her that I couldn't tell her who it was, but I texted her a few hints saying, 1, it's a girl, and 2, you know her really well. And now I don't know what to do because I'm pretty sure she's heterosexual and I'm only 12, so it's not like I could date her even if she was gay. I'm just so confused because I wish she knew, but then again, I don't want to tell her. I checked FAQs. Oh, that she means in the app. This isn't actually a frequently asked question because it's a little bit specific, or it's a lot specific. But see, here's the thing, is that you really, 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 really hinted that in a way where you can't keep the rest of the information from your best friend, because you already said something which is very revealing where you said it's a girl and she's a girl. So I don't feel like this is going to go anywhere until you tell her, yeah, I kind of have a crush on you. But do you think that 12-year-olds should be telling each other that?
She seems like a really mature 12-year-old.
She's very mature.
Yeah.
And smart.
So should she's already like texted her, it's a girl and you know her really well. Assuming that her friend continues asking, she's not going to just suddenly say, fine, it's Veronica, and like make up some fake crush.
Right.
Yeah.
When she likes
Yeah.
her. So I feel like she could say, like, I'm not
She's not
ready.
gonna let
I'm
it
not
go.
ready to date. Yeah. I'm not ready to date. And neither are you. And we're really good friends, but it's you.
Yeah.
Because when
it's the right moment.
if you open with I'm not ready to date, then it's just like, well, we can, because I've had female friends tell me that they're gay, and whether or not they would have said I have a crush on you if I had said I'm gay too, they may have gone on and said I have a crush on you. But if you say it's you and then she says, well, like you're my best friend and I'm straight, like then at least you'll know where you stand. But I just feel like you've really hinted that it's her and that you have to finish.
She has no choice but to
Finish the
say,
sentence.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. There's a similar situation actually where a friend of mine, a female friend of mine, where there's this guy that was like, I really like this girl, and the person's like, oh really? He's like, yeah, like I know her really well, and it turns out it's actually this girl. And finally, like it was like a couple days, I don't know if it was a couple days or weeks went by, and then finally it was like, so that person that I was saying, it's actually you. And I felt like, yeah, like you can't, you kind of, she's basically kind of in a situation where she just kind of has to like be honest, like with herself and to this person, and just like kind of, because how long is she gonna, like keep her friend hang, like because the curiosity, it's only gonna increase.
They're gonna keep
more
asking
and more,
you, and then it's gonna get weird.
And I feel like you only said that much because you were hoping that she would guess the end.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if she's not guessing the end, and keep in mind you guys are only 12, and like it's a perfect way to say, hey, it's okay if you don't like me back, by saying like I'm not ready to date, and it's a same-sex relationship, and so we probably should wait until we're older, but my crush is on you.
Yeah, and even as much as she tried to like drop hints of who it was, I mean, what are the realistic chances you're gonna guess yourself?
Most people don't.
Yeah,
They
like
just,
that's where I mean that yourself is the one person you eliminate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Even when you're counting people for a reservation, there's 7 people.
yeah,
Donna, there's 8. You didn't count yourself.
right. So.
Yeah, I think you need to tell her, and you can just make it really casual and fun, and just be like, "Yeah, I just think you're adorable."
Yeah, and since by the fact that she's supporting her on she coming out as pansexual shows that she's like a really supportive friend.
yeah,
Mhm.
So I don't think she'd be the type of 12-year-old to be like, "This is awkward now," sort of thing.
Yeah.
I can
Hopefully.
totally understand her though being hesitant just
Yeah.
because you're nervous
Yeah.
what the reaction's gonna be.
But
Yeah,
so would it
telling
be
your
if it
crush
were
that you like
boy-girl?
them is always
true,
a really weird.
true.
It'd be the same awkward boy-girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like telling anyone that you have a crush on them is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's a weird feeling.
yeah.
All right, this is
yeah.
from Chloe. Is this amount? Oh, see, I thought we'd have girls on the panel besides Nina.
Oh, I see.
So, Matt, is this amount of makeup okay for a 6th grader? Currently, I wear Maybelline.
Matt.
Matt, wear Maybelline Dream Pure BB Cream in sheer medium. This
she's
flesh-colored,
specific.
sparkly eyeshadow that's slightly lighter than my skin tone. Jordana Twist and Shine in Candied Coral. And Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara. Also, if you have any specific makeup products that you would suggest for 6th grade, that would be great. Matt? Okay.
I will say, it all seems like an awful lot for a
It
sixth
does.
grader.
Just that there's more than one product. It's like if you look at the parking sign and there's more than one thing, don't park here during street cleaning. Once it gets to the second thing, you're just like, this includes me. For sure. This includes
Yeah.
don't park here. Like, that's too much. You're listing a lot of things unless you're just someone who really loves makeup and knows how to apply it all
Yeah.
subtly. So, but do you know what any of this means? Because I don't.
Yes.
Yes.
Help me out too, 'cause that just went right over my head when you started listing the products.
All those stuff. I mean, if you are a really artsy sort of person and you like that stuff, go for it. But I wouldn't pack it on and like a ton, and especially in 6th grade. But I didn't start wearing makeup until the end of 7th, so not even that long ago. So I'm not a makeup guru, and if you're doing this daily, seems like an awful lot. But if you're doing it lightly, I just don't know how. She didn't say if she's like doing a lot of it or putting it on subtly, and it's kind of a hard question to answer because she didn't.
I think.
Hopefully
yeah,
subtly.
she's someone who's really interested
Yeah.
in makeup because she's
When she said all that,
experimenting-
usually people will say just eyeshadow. So it seems like you're like really into it, and
Yeah.
I do whatever you want then.
And, I was hoping that if Montana were here, that because, Montana
Men
really
really
loves
love makeup.
makeup and Maddie really loves makeup. So maybe we can readdress this when we've got more girls on the panel because I'm a tomboy and Trish wasn't even here to do my makeup today, so I probably don't even look that good. But it sounds like as long as it's okay with your parents. But I know you wanted suggestions for 6th grade, and maybe we'll revisit this question when there's more.
yeah, I usually when I started putting on makeup, I just put mascara on and
Yeah.
some foundation.
I
Yeah.
did. I
And
put
blush.
on some mascara and some lipstick and some foundation.
Yeah,
and,
like lip
and
gloss
then
or
I
whatever.
prayed, like Matt says.
No.
But you know what? We're going to skip the tampon question because I need
I
more.
thought you were going to ask me about that one
the
too.
Matt.
Matt, what do
Matt.
you think about
Yeah.
this?
I was thinking of asking Matt if I should wear tampons. No, but
Oh,
but the
man.
Matt
singing,
just got out of it.
but the singing question is a really good one for Nina because this kid, she wanted to. I think she was talking more about it in other places in the app, and she kind of wanted to know if singing lessons would make her a better singer. And I know just from being a stand-up comedian and also being a musician, like there are those who believe that if you have to take a lesson in it, you're probably not that good naturally.
Yeah, a lot of
So-
people think that.
Yeah. So, but you do take vocal
I
lessons.
do.
So, what are your thoughts?
I've always wanted to be a singer, and I only started taking voice lessons about 2 years ago. And I've always loved to sing and do it. But when you take lessons, sometimes you have to weed through a few coaches, and if you don't have a connection, then it doesn't work. But if you find the right coach and you have a good connection, it doesn't mean you're bad at what you do. It just builds what you already have. So if you go in and it could be anything like comedy, acting, anything. If you practice it and you get tips, you're just going to get better at it. That's basically what it is. So there is use to taking it because then you can really build what you have.
Well, what I was saying to her in the app was that with singing, it's a little bit tricky because if it's baseball and you're not hitting the ball,
Singing is
you have not hit the ball. But lots of people think that they can sing.
record yourself.
They even that won't.
Some people think that they can sing and then they record themselves. People have told me this. They said, I really wanted to be a singer, and then I recorded myself and played it back, and I was like, no, I am awful.
But do they get it then? Even if they have
Some people,
if
but
they're-
some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not one of those people. But a lot of times if you go in, the voice coach, if she's giving you an awful lot of instruction, or just, I don't.
Would a voice
Singing is different because a lot of times it's you either can do it or you can't, sort of thing.
Right. So would a
If
voice
you
coach
love singing-
tell someone, "You're tone deaf. I'm so sorry. Find another hobby. Singing's not your thing, dog." If I can quote Randy Jackson.
If you find it, I've had my singing coach might, because a lot of times if you get one that's that is just doing singing lessons after work sort of thing, maybe she won't. But if you're doing like someone that does that as for a living, then maybe she might tell you, you need to work on this and then come back to me, or I don't.
How young is too young to start lessons? I think that's because I'm not anti, but I think
Yeah.
If it's something you want to pursue, like even around like 16, 17, 18, I don't think there's an issue with it, especially if you have, because I feel like if you have talent or ability, then lessons are something that can help, like build off of those like talents. I feel like.
Well, and still,
Yeah.
Like I guess basically, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I guess sometimes it's a bit of a head scratcher if it's like a 6-year-old getting like
yeah, I've seen
lessons.
that before, and
yeah.
it's a lot of times. I mean, people have even said to me, "Are you sure you even want to be singing?" Because I can't imagine myself doing anything else. So people find that hard to believe because I'm only 13. People are like, "Oh yeah, right. You're gonna. This is a phase." And even like my family members have said that to me, not my mom or my close family, but if you know that you really want to do it, and people are questioning you, if you know that that's what you want to do it.
Well, but this is
And I'll
this
say-
is my question. It wasn't until the dawn of
But
American
not
Idol
6.
that I realized how many people think they can sing but can't sing. I always thought that you would have been told, like in 8th grade, maybe just move your lips because you're ruining the way the rest of this chorus sounds with your voice. Like I would have thought that people would have been told somewhere along the line,
Yeah, so
you
do
can't
I.
sing. So what makes them get to age 21 and try out for American Idol when they can't carry a tune, when they change keys 4 times and they're not hearing it?
It's a bunch of people pleasers there around.
So it's kind of like, I guess, writing a book or writing a screenplay. If you can type, you think you can write, but not everyone can
yeah.
write. So there's a certain amount of God-given talent that you have, and within that, you can improve upon it. Like if Jarvis threw enough baseballs to me, and gave me some tips, I would get better at hitting a baseball, but I'm not going to get as good as probably Jarvis is at hitting a baseball because he has more talent at that. But take whatever talent you have, find out what it is, be realistic about it, and improve within that range of your capabilities.
I think the realistic thing is important. Like at the end of the day, you deep down need to be honest with yourself, or if you can't, then you need to surround
Save
yourself
yourself
with
from
people
embarrassment.
and be able to take constructive criticism. That way, like say like at an age of like 13 or whatever, you have time to figure out what's something you are good at and passionate about that you can
Yeah.
pursue.
But
Yeah,
just
if
the
you don't
fact that
take-
you're asking, what's the use of taking singing?
Yeah.
If you're asking, then take them.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I agree with Jarvis. If you need to,
Be honest with
you
yourself.
need to. There are people that cannot take criticism, and they are just invaded by their own opinions of themselves, and they don't. I mean, it's one thing to not care what people think, but it's another thing to, take the advice.
And you can love music and realize, well, I'm not going to be a singer, but I can
Yeah.
be in the music industry because there's lots of jobs in the music industry.
Yeah, my producer, he loved music and he wanted to be a singer, and then he realized I really am bad at performing, and that's a huge part of it. And I don't want, I can't do this. And he was really honest with himself, and that if he wanted to be where he was, he'd have to be a performer. He just hated performing. And so now he's being a good producer.
And it's the
So-
same, like in journalism, there's so many different things you can do. You can either be a sports journalist, you can be the copywriter, you can be the producer, you can be so many different things and be around sports. And when you go to intern at Fox Sports, you're going to be around a bunch of people and you're going to be able to say, oh, did you know he had an internship at Fox Sports?
Excellent.
Matt, can you put in a good word for him?
If it's radio, yes.
Is it radio?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
You're interning at Fox Sports Radio?
Possibly.
Excellent.
He just had an interview just now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
In Sherman Oaks?
just now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Wait, right before this?
Dude.
10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, that's when
All right.
Matt works there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Right
going to
on.
hook it up.
Yep.
And we're going to find
talk
out
after
whether or
the
not
show.
you need lessons in interning before. All right,
What is
thank-
the use of taking intern lessons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, internships are like lessons. You learn so much about,
Yeah.
and then you say, "Oh, I can picture myself doing that. What that guy's doing," and then you kind of just say, hey, I want to be your right-hand man and learn everything you do. And that's kind of how Matt learned.
That's exactly how I got to working at the company I'm working at now.
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
all right. With that excellent advice for all, I would like to thank my vast and multitudinous panel, Jarvis and Nina, for being here. Thank you,
Yeah.
Justin. Thank you, Matt. I am Louise Planker. We will see you next week on Our Place Out Loud.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've been out there wandering, I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, or wishing I could find my way. Then I found